Assalamu alaikum and very good morning, children. As you know very well that we have completed Unit 1, 2 and 3. So students, I hope that you have completed all the work in your CW and textbook. If not, then please dear students, complete all the work in your book and textbook. Today students, I'm going to teach you the most important topic of our exam. So, our today's topic is comprehension, which is coming in the reading section in the exam. You know it very well that this reading section, poem or passage both are coming. And you all are searching the answers of the questions inside this poem or passage only. So students, today we'll see comprehension poem of your Unit 4 Shivi, which is written by Michael Rosen. So students, keep in your mind one thing that you won't be write any exercise of Unit 4 and 5 in your notebook, as we will take it as comprehension, means see passage or poem. So first students will see what is comprehension. Comprehension is the understanding and interpretation of what is read by us. To be able to accurately understand written material, we need to be able to decode what we read and make connections between what we read and think deeply about what we already know and what we have read. It's a passage or poem consisting of one or more paragraphs or stanzas followed by some questions related to it. As we know very well that there is one or two paragraphs come, or if poem is there, so 1-2 stanzas will come. So here below some questions given to you. You have to find out the answers of these questions from that given paragraphs or stanzas. Number 2, it aims to test our skills of comprehending, which means the ability to grasp. After reading that passage or poem, we should know that what we have read, we understood thoroughly or not. Number 3, the set questions test our ability to understand the content and infer the meanings from it. After reading that passage or poem, we try to understand the content, that what's actually given in that passage or in that poem. And after, we have to try to understand the meanings of each and every word. Number 4, reading is the most important component to understand the passage. Yeah, it's very true that reading is most important. Without reading that paragraphs or stanza, you couldn't understand anything. So, we have to read the passage or poem very clearly. And number 5, always keep in mind not to answer the questions given along with comprehension without reading it twice or thrice. Yes, reading is very important. Read it 2 times, 3 times. Because if you read 2 or 3 times, you will be very clear about that what's actually given in that poem or passage. But what actually we are doing? We are first reading questions, then we are finding answers from that passage or poem. It's completely wrong. So first 2, 3, 4 times we have to read that paragraphs and stanzas to clearly understand the concept of that paragraph and stanza. So we can easily identify, we can easily understand the meanings and we can easily give the answers of the questions. Now look at here, steps to answer the questions of the comprehension. How to give answers of the questions which is given below. So look at first. Read the passage or poem carefully and try to understand the meanings of difficult words. Yes, it's very important to understand the meanings of difficult words because sometimes if there is synonyms or antonyms asked, so because of the not understand the meaning, we are not able to give the answers of this type of questions like meanings, antonyms, synonyms, etc. So, while writing the answers of this passage and poem, read carefully and try to understand meanings of difficult words. After going through the questions, read the passage or poem again and try to locate the answers for the questions in the passage or poem. First, you have to read whole passage or poem, then look at the questions. Once again, while looking the questions, once again read the passage or poem. So here you can get your answers easily. Now look at number 3. Your answers must be, after getting answers, which kind of things you have to follow? In complete sentence. You have to write your answers in a complete sentence. Relevant and to the point. Yes, your answers must be relevant to the questions and to the point. Sometimes we are writing lines and lines. To the points means you have to write that particular answers, that particular word only in that answer, which is asking in the question. Simple and grammatically correct. Yes, your answers should be very correct grammatically. In your own language, don't use the language of the passage or poem. Write your answers in your own language. Don't copy the same lines which is given in the passage or poem. So students, I hope that you got it now that how to do this comprehension. Now we'll see the short summary of the poem Shivi. So you can easily understand and you can easily get the answer of all the questions of this poem. In this poem, the poet describes a child's views on being continuously nagged by adults. It is annoying when adults scold children for everything they do and say. Adults often tell children to speak up and to not talk with their mouths full. They scold children for staring too. For pointing fingers at others and for picking their noses in public. Adults want that children sit up. They expect children to say please. And to make less noise when they are having fun. Adults remind children to shut the door when they walk out of a room. Children are scolded for dragging their feet while walking, for sneezing without a hanky, and for standing about with their hands in their pockets. Adults constantly nag children to pull their socks up and stand straight. When children try to participate in a conversation, they are told not to interrupt. They are scolded till they take their elbows off the dining table. After all, the nagging on what children must do and must not to do. Adults respect children to take decisions independently. After completing the summary of this poem, let's start the reading of this poem and we'll try to understand the meaning of the poem so we can easily complete the comprehension of this poem. Shiving. First we'll see what's the meaning of shiving. Shivi means urging someone continuously to do something. Now look at the poem. Grown-ups say things like, grown-ups means adult people who is elder than us, say things like speak up. Don't talk with your mouth full. With your mouth full means while eating something, don't speak anything. Don't stare. Stare means look fixedly. Don't pick your nose. Pick your nose is a phrase means clean your nose with your finger. Don't clean your nose with your finger. Sit up. Say please. Less noise. Don't shout too much. Shut the door behind you. Means while going outside, please close the door proper. Don't drag your feet. Drag your feet. Drag means straight on the ground. Kasitna. Haven't you got a hanky? Hanky means handkerchief. Take your hands out of your pockets. Pull your socks up. Short stocking. Stand up straight. Say thank you. Don't interrupt. Interrupt means speaking between. No one thinks you are funny. Take your elbows off the table. Can't you make your own mind up about anything? Can you make up your mind up? Make up your mind means take a decision. Means take the decision your own self. So this is the poem Shiving. I hope students that the meaning of some words are clear to you. Now students, here on the basis of our reading of the poem, we have question answers. Look at number 1. When is grown up likely to say this? Don't talk with your mouth full. Number 2. When are you likely to be told this? Say thank you. Number 3. When do you think an adult would say this? No one thinks you are funny. Number 4. Who is the poet of this poem? Number 5. What is the opposite of funny? So students, once again read the poem and try to understand whole poem with correct meaning. Then find out the answers of these questions. Now look at choose the correct answer. Number 1. What does the phrase don't pick your nose mean? Don't clean your nose with water. Don't clean your nose with your finger, or don't clean your nose every day. So students, I hope that you got the answer. Now look at the next one. Number 2. How should the child stand up? Loose, straight or curved? Number 3. What should the child take off the table? Legs, elbows or fingers? And last, number 4. What is the poem full of? Instructions for the children, interesting stories for the children, or criticism of the children? So students, I hope that it's very easy for you to find out the answers of these all questions. So in the next video, we'll see once again the comprehension with the correct answer. Thank you. Have a nice day.